Guys, in this short video, I'm going to teach all of you how you can become expert jewelers right at home. It's easier than you think. Well, maybe not to make jewelry. That requires years of experience. But all of you can fix jewelry, as 99% of the problems could be easily fixed with your hands and this simple tool. And trust me, even if you don't have this tool, and this magical tool is called pliers, it's much easier to get this than it is to go to a jewelry store and pay someone and wait for it and be afraid that they're going to lose your item and so forth. Before I show you how you can easily fix 99% of the items, there's only two rules. The first rule is that all of you think you guys are Hulk, and I'm sure all of you can bench 300 pounds, but when working with jewelry, you really want to be gentle. It is much better to do it, test it, do it again, than to apply a lot of force and break the piece. And the second rule is that use a small pair of pliers like the ones I'm holding. Don't use Bob over here. This is for breaking garbage GLD jewelry. For those of you that remember the video, use a small set of pliers and it will work. 99% of the problems you will see in jewelry is the clasp. And for those of you that don't know, the clasp is the part that opens and closes. And that's how we take it on and off. And really, if you guys think logically, the reason is because that's the part we put the most wear and tear by constantly taking it on and off our necks. The actual chain is uniform, so it almost never breaks. So what do you do when your clasp is broken? Luckily, there's only three types of clasps. We have the box clasp, which is found on a lot of Cubans. It's especially popular in the recent years. We have the lobster clasp, which is probably found on more than half of all of the jewelry, men's, women's. It's really an iconic clasp, and really this one has the least problems. We also have the sleek clasp, which is a very new type of clasp, but it's a beautiful design. Now, it doesn't matter if your chain has stones, it doesn't have stones, the principle is the same. So let's just jump straight into it. We're going to start off with the box clasp, as this is the one that seems to be giving people the most problems. So with this chain, there's two problem areas. First of all are the clicking mechanism. You want to hear a click. If it seems to be coming in and out very loosely, you have to take a pair of pliers and pull gently to make this a bigger V. So if this becomes a bigger V, meaning like this, it will become tighter as there's more friction. Really, all the V does is it creates friction for a click. The second problem area are the side clasps. If they're too loose, what you want to do is you want to tighten this so the hole is smaller. You know, when the hole is smaller, it takes more friction. So now it's going to make a clicking sound. Remember, guys, you can do both of these operations in reverse. So if you get a chain and this seems to be very tight, all you have to do is simply open this hole slightly, and then it will become more loose. I personally own a Miami Cuban link chain. I love it. And every few weeks, I simply readjust it. And really, you don't even need pliers. If you do it once or twice, all you have to do, you pull this up, it becomes more tight. Let's move on to the prong Cuban. And it doesn't matter if it's an iced out one, if it's a plain one. This really just has one problem. This might be too loose. And as you can see, it's not really making a clicking sound. All you have to do is you look at it and you very gently squeeze this. Again, the nature of the game is to be gentle. Don't take these huge pliers and go crazy. gently squeeze this part to make more of a bow. And you do it once, and you didn't do it enough, and you can always go again at it. Gentle movements, patiently, and then you will see it's clicking better. That's it. And the last one is the Lobster Clasp. This chain really cannot have any issues. The only thing that I like to check from time to time is that the small gap is closed. So if you have a chain that with time ends up looking like this, if you see the small gap, you could lose it. So all you have to do is gently close the gap. And by closing this gap, the chain is secure. On our Harlembling chains, all of the chains that we have that are bigger than 2.5 millimeters, we solder the O-ring. On some cheaper companies, they do not solder the O-ring. So if that's the case, you also have to make sure this ring is clamped shut. Other than that, guys, your chain will last many years. Of course, you also have to clean it, but that's a topic for a different video. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. Let me know what other educational videos should I share with you guys next. Eddie from Harlembling.